Hey guys, what's up? So in this one, we're going to be covering the second half SOS boss for P5X Global version 2.3. And for this one, we're going to be running Yui 1, Wonder 2, Vino 3, Joker 4, and Phoebe as our Navi. If you don't have Phoebe, you can use Oki on here just fine. Or if you use Phoebe on the other side instead of Wind, feel free to use Wind here. But we're going to be running something a little bit different than we did last time this boss was around. Last time this boss was here, we used Queen Vino Yui. For whatever reason, it's like 20% worse for me than it was last time. I don't know what's changed. I don't know why. It just is performing worse. I tried the exact same rotation. I even used like the spreadsheet I write my rotations down in, and it was worse. I don't know why, but this performed a lot better, so we're gonna roll with it. Plus, something a little bit different. I will say this though, in terms of like what team you want to use here, I think a lot of the comp that you use for this SOS boss depends on what characters you have, right? Obviously, if you don't have Yui, I think just like the straight Queen Nuke team, like Queen, Vino, Leon, or Soy if you need sustain, is your best bet. If you do have Yui and you don't have Queen, obviously this is the team you'd want to use. If you have Queen and Joker, then it comes down to like a damage calculation really, where you're looking at kind of, let's put numbers to it. I'll put example numbers to it. Say your Yui's doing 100k score per follow-up and your Joker's doing 25k damage per hit on average, right? That's 125k score per Joker turn, and he goes twice, so you're at 250, right? Then say obviously Yui's still doing 100k and you have Queen, and your Queen is hitting for 100k per turn. Well, then your combined Yui Queen score would be 200k, and your combined Joker Yui score over the 2 turns would be 250k. So obviously then you'd want to use the Joker team. If your Queen is hitting for like 250k and then Yui's following up for an additional 100k score, then you're blowing the Joker 2 turns out of the water and you would go with Queen. That's kind of the calculation, right? Obviously, the higher awareness Queen you have, the stronger Queen you have, the more this leans towards Queen. And then again, survivability is an issue with this one, which is why we're bringing Norn. Spoiler alert to the personas. But you can run this for RNG and like try and just dodge hits and stuff and min-max that way. But this is the best I've come up with, and this is kind of what I'm going to stick with, I think. But yeah, obviously, this is kind of a confusing one. So if you have questions, put them down in the comments and I'll try and answer as best I can. But moving into Wonder, he is using Ex Machina with Ame no Uzume, Thor, and then like I said, we're gonna bring Norn here. But if you don't want to bring Norn, you want to bring like Sarasvati or something, or any kind of sustainer persona, feel free to swap in whoever you want. But yeah, as for Ame, all you needs Electric Dance. We really just want her for the passive. Thor, again, kind of the same thing. We really want him for his passive. He gives these Thunderlord's Majesty stacks, which increase electric damage and electric crit damage. So all you really needs Thunder Caller here. And then Norn, all we're going to be using is Wind Barrier. So if you want to try and, there's probably some passives you could put on to help with like his shielding and like damage reduction, but this is kind of what I'm running with. Joker is running Departure and Hindrance. Again, your Joker build doesn't really matter. It really just matters that like he's alive and he's attacking twice. Yui is running Growth and Renewal. Vino is running Departure and Control. And Phoebe is running Integrity and Labor. But yeah, obviously, like I said, there's like a ton of different like team variations depending on who you do and don't have here. But yeah, I don't really have a ton else, and this fight can get a little long-ish, annoying-ish. So we should probably just hop right into it. So I will see you on the other side. All right, so we're gonna start off with Sparky Surprise on Joker. This fight's a pain. I've recorded this like 25 times because it requires RNG. Yui, it requires RNG on the boss not attacking people multiple times. So this is just an annoying one. So be ready for some annoyance, or you could save yourself a headache and just like not bring Vino and just bring Soy and take the score hit. But we're gonna be doing it this way. So we're gonna use Diving Ray. Phoebe's up, so we'll go ahead and use Skill 2. Meant to use that on Vino, or on Yui, but that's alright. We use Phantom Omen. And then you'll use Electric Bomb. Joker should be able to proc his extra action every turn after this now. Thor will go to Thundercaller. We'll get these Thunderlord Majesty stacks on him. I'm going to use Vino's highlight. I don't know if any of the highlights are really all that useful outside of Yui's, obviously, and then we'll be using Norn's highlight to try and hopefully make it through this fight. Not a guarantee, but it's our only chance of possibly making it. Vino used Bullseye Bomber. Phoebe back up again. Now we can use Enchanting Spear on Yui. And then Joker will use Phantom Omen again. And then as long as you make sure that you can, you have like one leftover Will of Rebellion stack, you can use Arson's Chains or Phantom Omen. Totally up to you. I'll go ahead and use Arson's Chains because I know I'll have one stack left over, and the skill 2 will get me back into the extra action. Yui, use Sparky Surprise. Wonder is now going to switch into Norn and use Wind Barrier. And then we can use skill 3 on Yui. If your Phoebe doesn't have her 5-star weapon, just do the normal kind of Phoebe thing. Like, you'll want to use the skill 2 until you have the 2 premium cocktails, then you can use it on Yui. Vino, use Diving Ray. Yui's not following up anymore, which is nice of her. Norn, we'll use the Norn highlight here for the shielding, because that's, I guess, our only chance at making it, really. And then we'll use Phantom Omen. And then I'll use Phantom Omen again, because I only have 3 stacks, so I'd have none left over at the end of this extra action. And then you Electric Bomb. Now we can swap back here. We use Thundercaller. Put the Thunderlord Majesty stacks back on. Vino can use Bullseye Bomber. Phoebe back up, so we'll use Enchanted Spur on Yui. Joker can use Phantom Omen again. Then highlights are up. We're gonna wait actually, because if we use this now, like Yui's counter for her highlight ticks when it gets to her turn, counts as a turn. So if we use it right now, like, she'll get like no value out of one of the 2 turns of her highlight. So we really do want to like wait until we get, you know, better value than just getting 1 turn out of the highlight. If we wait till after her turn, she'll have it through the rest of the fight. And yeah, we're in trouble here. Joker's probably not going to make it. Yui, go ahead and use Sparky Surprise on Joker. We basically just need Joker to, like, dodge. That's the only way he makes it here, really. We'll use for highlight. Wonder can swap to Ame and use Electric Dance. Phoebe's up. We'll use Enchanted Stir. I'll use it on Joker just because it heals a little bit, I think. We'll use Diving Ray. And we use Phantom Omen. Use Phantom Omen again. Okay, well that works, I guess. But see what I'm saying? Like, look at the health bars here, right? You really almost want to get lucky in, like, having him spread the damage around. Like, maybe he hits one of the follow-ups on Yui. Maybe he hits one of the follow-ups on Vino. Maybe Joker dodges one. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is not, like, a normal, like, spread of damage. And the burns have a lot to do with it, too. So just keep that in mind. Like, typically, if you survived to this point, it would not look like this. It would look more like everyone's got, like, 2,000 HP left, 1,500 HP left. So this was lucky in, like, an unlucky kind of way, if that makes sense. But keep in mind, like, that's kind of what you're battling against here. It's like, somehow Joker has 100 HP left, and Yui has 10,000. So, you know, Thor will go ahead and use electric, what is it? Thunder? I don't know what. My brain is fried. I've done this fight like 100 times today. Alright. Vino, Bullseye Bomber. guess we can use like Vino's highlight again. Again, I don't really. There's outside of Yui, like the highlights don't help a ton. And like, I wish one of the electric units had the like it did like the 19% damage up or whatever, but those highlights don't for whatever reason. Joker will go ahead and use Phantom Omen. Then you should follow up on both of these because I think he has player 2. We can finish this off with an Arsenal's Chains. And Yui hopefully follows up again. And let's see. I think that might be a record, actually. 4.1. I think it's like pretty close to what my other one was. I've been kind of in like the range. There's a huge range of scores in this. Like the run before this, the run before this Joker died, and then the run before that, I had finished it, but I was only at 3.4 million. Same exact rotation, 3.4. So that just shows you, like, and that was much lower than kind of what my standard had been, so I was like, forget it, I'll just do this again. My standard has been in, like, the 3.8-ish range, so I think 4.1 is probably, like, standard deviation on the higher end, and the 3.4 is probably standard deviation on the lower end of, like, the RNG that you could experience. That's what I'm going to stick with, because I never want to run this fight again. I hope this SOS boss never comes back. Hopefully, if you've been struggling on this as much as I have, this helped a little bit. If you, instead of Norn, you want to use Sarasvati or something, you think you'll get more run out of a healer, then feel free to bring that instead of Norn. I just kind of tried to get a little bit greedy with like a little defense shred if he gets like an extra windswept that he might not have had. Doesn't make a difference in the long run, who knows, probably not. But yeah, like I said, this one's super annoying, so if you have lots of questions, just drop them down in the comments and I will do my best to try and answer as best I can. So I appreciate you guys watching. As always, I will see you on the next one, and have a good one.